It's the Frequently Asked Questions podcast. Fuzzy and Quincy. Oh, Fuzz. Today, but before we do that, FAQ podcast, please subscribe to us. Please, FAQ podcast on YouTube, FAQ podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's important.
This young gentleman,
still got his J.
he had,
the jumper.
he had to warm up. Yeah, he was warming up.
Yeah.
He looks like 1992.
Okay, yeah.
He looks like he hasn't aged a bit, just a little bit.
What are you, vegan?
Yeah.
Not completely. I drink oat milk though.
That's
he
a bar.
on that oat milk.
That's a
that
bar.
new almond milk that replaced the coconut milk.
That's
The
right.
new oat milk.
That's right.
He shops frequently at Whole Foods.
That's right.
He drinks oat milk.
Yeah, when you get my age, you got to do that.
Wow.
It's
Lactose.
important. It's important.
It's
Blow
important.
that whole living room out.
Exactly. I got a family. I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
We have an international superstar, super humble, from Philadelphia.
215, stay alive.
Southwest.
to
Wow,
be
wait.
exact.
I've never heard somebody say Southwest.
Oh yeah, because
I hear North.
No.
I hear West Philly.
West Philly.
Yeah.
South Philly.
Yep.
But I never heard the.
Southwest side.
Southwest.
Yes,
Wow.
sir. 59th and Belmar.
Is that really the hood?
We gonna get into it.
I don't know, guys. I went last time I went to
It
Philly.
ain't the suburbs.
Oh, bro,
Really?
No.
All right.
When we
Not
have
Radisson over there or nothing like that, huh?
international superstar from Boyz to Men, Shawn Stockman. Let's get over Shawn Stockman.
What's up, y'all?
Yo, come
Hopefully
on.
I'm not sweaty.
No, you Gucci.
We're out there like shooting and whatnot.
Yeah.
It took me like at least 7 buckets before I made one.
Nah, he starts switching. I'm like, oh, you must have a basketball court at the house. He's like, no, I don't.
I haven't played in 5 years. We Googled. He's been playing, 2 weeks ago in the rec league.
Kid, stop it.
You and Brian McKnight be out there running laps and
I
stuff.
used to play with Brian a long time
Wow,
ago.
that means he
was a
can
long
really
time
ball.
ago. That was a long time ago.
B-Knight can ball.
Really?
Yeah, Brian can ball.
What?
Oh, yeah.
B-Knight can ball.
Brian can ball.
Really?
Yes, like NBA level, like he can ball.
Yeah, Brian can ball.
Who are some of the best, I guess,
Celebrities,
entertainers?
yeah.
Celebrities that you play basketball with. We would be shocked because I'm
well,
shocked.
I haven't played with a lot of the current ones, but Brian could play. Let me see. Chris could play, obviously.
Chris Brown.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've been on the court. I ain't even gonna act like I'm about that life the last few years, but I've seen other dudes like in the industry who could hoop, and I'm like, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they might be able to do that J. Cole move and get a contract in Africa or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you can, listen. Yeah, we all know that balling is life where we come from. So we might not have made the pros or anything like that because fate made us rap or sing or whatever, but there's a lot of cats out there that can handle.
Damn.
So, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For fun.
Let me tell you something, Fuzz. You asked the question. You said, because Shawn said, like, I'm from Southwest Philly.
Never heard that combination.
Bruh, it's no when people say Southwest Philly, and I'm gonna paint the picture, and I'm gonna say this with all due respect, there isn't a soft side of Southwest Philly.
Really?
No.
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 No, I mean, no.
Even to this day?
It's no, absolutely not.
No.
I mean, it's like when I grew up, I lived on 59th and Belmar Terrace, and
Belmont Terrace.
yeah, Belmar,
Didn't
yeah,
you talk to somebody that talked about they stayed in that area? Belmont Terrace?
Belmar.
Belmont?
Belmar.
When Blue didn't say nothing about that?
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Do you know
But-
Blue? All right, go ahead. We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk. But yeah, not too far from where I grew up was Cobbs Creek. So Cobbs Creek Park. It was like,
Right.
it's little stinky water and lots of trees and grass snakes.
The creek ain't really
and stuff
pretty.
like that. It ain't pretty, but to us it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, because growing up, it felt like you was in a whole nother world as a child.
Wow.
Because it was a bunch of woods,
Yeah.
cute.
Yep.
Trees and stuff. You go further down Cobbs Creek is where everybody used to barbecue during the holidays and, that type of thing. So Cobbs Creek was
there's a lot
life.
of creeks in Philly.
Like, I think Fairmount Park is one of the biggest parks in the country.
Yep.
Like inner city parks.
Really?
Yeah, and it runs all through Southwest, West Philadelphia, and I think around that area. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, it was a hard city, but I loved it. Like a lot of people tend to paint the picture of the hood just being miserable and depressing and all it was bad times, and yeah, you had those, but I loved where I grew up. Like it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Even in the midst of all the being impoverished and maybe having to eat sugar bread for lunch or some shit like that, it was still home.
Yeah.
And I had my friends. Like I said, we played basketball, we played half ball, we played coolie, we played tops, we played. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I used to do.
Was like, it was still fun.
It was dope.
Yeah.
It was
What's
dope.
the name of Will Smith's production company?
Overbrook.
That's the high school.
Yeah.
So Overbrook is named after a school.
It's a high school. It's a high school.
In the section. It's a section.
It's in Winfield.
I'm sorry, Snoop Dogg is calling me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a bar. Well, no.
Snoop. I'm trying to get at you. I got Shawn Stockman here with me.
What up, Snoop? Peace, bro.
Hey, we interviewing him.
What up, man? Love, Snoop. Love, man. Good to see you, brother.
How you been, brother?
I'm great. I'm beautiful.
Always good to see you.
Always good to see you, Snoop, man. Good to see you, brother. Hey, man, I might have to get with your folks. I braid my hair now, so I might need to get my hair braided by your people.
Oh, for real? This my girl right here, Queen B. She's the hairstyle.
How you doing,
Queen
darling?
B's official like a referee with a whistle.
Okay, I'm gonna get up with you then. I'm gonna get at you then.
Yeah, because she loved to have boys and men as her resume.
That's what's up.
Boys and men, you don't do boys and men. You do one nigga from boys.
Hey, Snoop, love you, brother. I'll hit you later.
Love you too.
Hey, dog, I'm gonna call you after this interview. I'm gonna holler at you.
Oh, man.
Boy, I'm proud of you. Fucking keep popping like you popping, boy.
You hear me? I'll call you back.
That's why I love LA.
Right.
I love it. This is just so. Before I know we were talking.
Yeah, my bad.
Talking
Sorry
about
about
Overbrook.
It's cool.
Winfield. You were talking about Will Smith's production company.
Overbrook.
Yes, Overbrook Entertainment.
All right, yeah. So I thought Overbrook was near a creek.
No, it's on a bridge, and it's like right down the street from the hilltop.
Yeah. So everybody from Philly named something like your production company's name.
Germantown Entertainment.
What about your production company?
Mine is just called Rosewood.
Is Rosewood in?
No. I just named it Rosewood because
Hence the logo.
I like the name and what it represented.
All right, cool. All right. I just want to see how many Philly people named it after.
I was gonna name it Belmar.
See?
I was gonna name it
Was it
Belmar.
taken already?
But, say again? No, I just went another way.
Yeah, you went positive.
Well,
No,
you know,
Belmar's-
Belmar's positive.
Belmar positive?
Yeah,
Belmar's positive.
You stay in Belmar?
No, but
No.
I'm sure he doesn't. But
I love it.
Belmar's positive.
All right,
you know,
shout out to everybody in Belmar.
that's right.
know
Belmar
what I mean?
Terrace, 59, 58, 57, 56,
In the 50s.
55th. Like all that whole strip.
Bruh.
I used to run all my bike all up and down them blocks.
I didn't know you were from Southwest Philly. I don't know when I knew this, but when I found it out, I was like, because it's kind of the same thing. Like, I don't know if you ever got, well, you probably didn't get this, but I get, you're from Philly? You're so nice. Like, people feel like,
Wow,
Yeah.
I do get. I hear. Yeah.
like they don't get that
Yeah.
there are nice people that, you know,
Well, see-
I guess
well,
we get a bad rap.
Well, that's the stigma of black people, period. Like, you know, Serena and Venus is from Compton. Okay? The greatest tennis players in the world, but they from the hood.
One of the podcast guys from Fuzzy and Quincy is from Compton.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the worst stigma you could put on black
Hell
people to
yeah,
think that
man.
we just one monolithic group of people that are just like thugs and criminals and rappers, drug dealers and all that other shit. We black people, we everything. So it's like, you know, we have the ability to be anything we want to be. And because stereotypes has been pushed so heavy on TV and radio and all this other stuff that, you know, a young black kid might think that that's my only option. I mean, even Biggie said it. You know, you either got to sell rock or you got a wicked jump shot, which is the case in a lot of cases. But you know, there are black doctors that come from the hood. There are black lawyers that come from the hood, accountants, everything, man. You know, so yeah, Southwest, and even then, like when I grew up, my mother, you know, had the insight to understand that there was life outside of where I lived.
Right.
So she did expose me to other cultural things that I might not have gotten where I lived, respectively. So
it groomed you to be a better person, like having all those experiences.
Right. So growing up, going to the Philadelphia Boyz choir at 8.
Wow.
You know, being amongst groups of people that I probably would have never met in any other circumstance, it opens your eyes and it makes you understand that there is life outside of the hood that you live in. But I still came from there.
Right.
Didn't change me. It's just that it just changed my experiences. And that's it. But me and the guys, we always rep Philly, man. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, that was our whole purpose and mission coming out anyway, was to show a side to where we come from that was different from what we saw.
How did all you guys hook up, Boyz II Men? Like, was it from school?
Yeah, it was the high school created from performing arts.
Can we talk about this high school fuzz? Because
I keep hearing about this school.
We talked to Black Thought, and I said, "Hey, Thought, tell us some of the people that you went to high school with." And of course, he named y'all.
Absolutely.
But this school fuzz produces some of the world's biggest.
I keep hearing about the school.
Yeah, it was bomb. Like from Tariq to Amir, Questlove, for those who don't know who that is. Black Thought, Amel LaRue, a couple of jazz artists named Chris McBride, Joey DeFrancesco.
That was a big
we were all in.
Really?
Yeah, those 4 years. Crazy. That's where we were all in the same school.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It was something special going on in that school, man. And even people that you probably will never hear of, I don't know, but some of the greatest. I put money that our choir was the best choir in the country, hands down. Like that year, those 4 years,
cracking.
We smashed anybody.
Damn.
Anybody.
Man.
Anybody.
Y'all sang it.
Anybody. Like, I mean, we had it all. Classical, we got you. Gospel, we got you. Like R&B, we got, like pop, we got you on that too. Like everybody. It was 75 ridiculous talents. And that's what made us who we are.
Right.
Because it was a constant iron sharpening iron. Because you heard one singer, it was like, oh no, I gotta sing like that.
Really?
Oh yeah. We would have runoffs where we'd be in a circle and everybody hitting, going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just trying to figure out what what everybody doing, and you don't want to get ate up. So you would
like Jasmine Sullivan, and I know I'm skipping a lot of years. Jasmine Sullivan went to Kappa. Like there's so many. I'm just saying.
That's a great example right there. Shout out to Jasmine. You know what I mean? Like that's Philly for you.
Yeah,
that's Philly.
Right, shout out to Philly too.
So all right, so y'all meet in school. We all like Fuzz. I'm trying to not tell the story, but the story goes that you guys Charlie Mack get you guys backstage to perform
before he was taking selfies.
All
right, well, Charlie's always going to tell the story different.
Okay.
And I love you, Charlie. You know that.
Charlie's a man.
Charlie was supposed to meet us to get us backstage.
Okay.
He was running a little late.
Backstage where, though?
To a show called Powerhouse.
Okay.
Which is a show that Power 99.
Oh, yeah, the
Powerhouse.
Station.
Yeah, the radio station.
Once a year, big summertime show.
Yes,
got it.
You know how to do. Mm-hmm. And Charlie's like, yo, I want y'all to meet Will. It's gonna be great. Whatever. I want him to hear y'all sing. I was like, cool. So we get in. Actually, we got in through first LaDonna Pendergrass, who was Teddy Pendergrass's daughter.
Got it.
Who got us in the show, right in the building.
Yeah.
Then we started hovering around backstage. There was a nice lady who had a backstage pass. I don't know who that angel was, but she gave us the pass. We alternated it back and forth till all of us got into backstage.
Q does this to this day. yeah.
Still ain't got that clout.
The Philly pass. The Philly pass.
Listen, you gotta hustle sometimes.
That's
I
right.
haven't done it in a while, but yeah, I've been known.
Right. So soon as the last guy got backstage is when Bivens, Ricky Bell, and Ronnie DeVoe got off stage, because that's when
BBD.
They weren't BBD yet.
Oh, they were okay.
They were announcing that they were going to do the Bell Biv DeVoe thing.
Wow. Oh, it was nice.
So they walked off, and we caught them right when they was about to leave. Hit up Ricky first. He said, well, y'all got a tape? He was like, no. And he was like, well, y'all got to make a tape. So Biv hit Biv up. He was like, y'all don't have to have a tape for me. Sing for me now. So we sang Can You Stand the Rain?
Ooh.
And Paula
Sang stuff.
Yeah. and Paula Abdul was there. Surface was there. Remember Surface?
Hell yeah.
I want to say Kid and Play was there. Keith Sweat was there.
So this is they're all
around us.
What?
And
What's up?
And we singing. And that's just when we were finished, that's when Charlie and Will Smith walked in.
Really?
Will came in with an all red leather outfit with the Fresh Prince herringbone on.
Flossy.
Yeah, and we went to his house afterwards. We hung out. It was like the best night of my life.
So you had all this, went from high school to now you're meeting all these people at a radio station event. What was the name of the group then? Can you say? Do you remember?
Well, I think I remember, but but I think we changed it before we met Biv. I think it was called Unique Attraction. Okay, let me explain.
Oh my.
That type of name was kind of like the thing back in Philly. You had to have like a
1-2 punch,
like a pizzazz, yeah, like a pie. You know what I mean? Because back then, everybody rocked the sequins and the shoes, and we was hitting it like old school groups. So it had to have that type of thing. But
yeah.
We always hated the name, but we had to have a name, so that was it. But I changed the name to Boyz II Men because I just thought it was a better name.
But I heard you. I was on Clubhouse. You saw. I don't know if you. I was on Clubhouse recently with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They were talking about the Volume 1 project, and I heard you give it up to boy, that New Edition album was probably the best R&B album. Like you gave it up to New Edition, and Johnny Gill was there, of course.
Right.
And, the way you explained it, like it was very well, humbling.
Oh yeah.
Like you really, you still I felt like you were talking like you was a little kid still.
Yeah.
I listened to Any Heartbreak still.
Listen, man, you got to give credit where credit is due. And what I was always told is whoever your heroes are, who you're inspired by, learn who they were inspired by.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if anybody want to know anything about Boyz II Men, just Google New Edition. And we always gave it up to those guys, man. Like they're like our big brothers, and they know that. Like we never been out of pocket with
not giving it up to
not giving it up to them. We always give them their flowers because in our eyes they are the greatest R&B group because they did things that no one ever done before. Like as far as not just come together as a group, but then split apart and have successful careers. No one's ever done that. Ever.
And then came back.
And then came back.
Yeah.
And then made more hits. It's like, they've etched a spot in history that you just can't deny.
So the New Edition song Boyz II Men, was that like y'all favorite record off that?
You know what happened? It just came on the radio while me and Nate were talking about changing the name. And it was on. It was on Power 99. And it was playing. I was like, yo, that should be our name. Like that just
That's clever.
To me, it just sounded like something. It sounded conceptual, and then it took its own. It took a title of its own after a while. It started to mean something, which to us it means growth. We all grow. You know what I mean? No matter until we're no longer around.
But I'm thinking how clever that is because they got signed to Motown through Biv. Biv 10 was it Biv 10?
It was Biv Entertainment.
Biv Entertainment, right? So
they had to beat up Sudden Impact. It was crazy. I'll tell you about that later.
Please tell me. So I'm just saying, but even though New Edition was on MCA, but here it is, they took the name from New Edition from a song and they're on Motown, and y'all brand y'all come. I'm speaking from an LA perspective. I'm like that whole Motown Philly branding. It's perfect.
Let me tell you what was going on in Philly when that went on Fuzz.
I was sick of, guys. I'm like videos. I'm like, dude.
When did that come? They came out with 92?
91.
91. All right.
May.
So 91. How far was it from you guys performing at the concert Powerhouse to 91? First single.
Oh, it took a minute because it was trying to remember 1990.
Chubb Rock jumped. Oh, sorry.
No, actually, let me see. I'm trying to run it through my head. We got together in 88. We met Biv in 89. It took us all throughout 89 and 90 to get signed and to record the record because Biv had a company, so he released Another Bad Creation first.
Yep.
He released MC. No, he didn't release MC Brains till afterwards. But you remember Brains? So he released ABC first, and that did amazing. Yeah. That sold like over 2 million records to set us up. So it went from 1990, and then we released in May of 1991.
Were you guys still in high school?
No, Juan was still in high school. I graduated when we started recording. I literally threw my hat in the air in graduation and went right to the studio.
Oh, you was cracking. You already knew what it was.
Yeah, I already knew what was going on. So we recorded, and then Juan was still in school, even during the release of the record, because he graduated in 91.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, he was popping in.
Yo,
he's popping.
Buzz, everybody. I'm telling you, when this came out, I was in school. I remember, and everybody's like, Shawn's my cousin. Wanye dates this person. Like, they were related to every. You would hear Boyz II Men stories
all the time.
Oh, it was a big deal. There's Stanley T and Kobe Kobe in the background of the video.
That's right.
It was ridiculous.
Right.
The big, probably, one of the biggest things on the R&B side out of Philly in a while.
We tried to get everybody in there. Amir was in there. EST, Larry. Everybody was in the video. We tried to get it.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look at the video again.
Yeah.
I have to look at that video again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We tried to put the whole town on, because that's what it was. It was like, we're from here. This is where we're from. This is who we are. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
I want to go back real quick. When you guys perform, at the Civic Center at Powerhouse, right? And you go to Will Smith's house, and you said this was like one of your best nights. Did y'all all know, like, yo, dog,
we on to something?
It's over. We don't have to go back to school.
You know what's funny?
That's what I would have did.
Yeah, nah, you know what's funny? It was dope, but I don't know what came over us, man. Like, we just kept it cool.
Wow.
I don't know how. I really don't know how. Like, it was like,
you try to keep it cool, like not to like fuck up the moment, kind of thing.
It was almost like, okay, so what's next? It was almost like that type of thing. And of course, going to high school, the highlight more so for us was the chicks in high school. Once things popped off and the group got, a little popular and buzzing and stuff like that, hollering at the chick that you like, that was the grail for us. Like, that was it. That was it. I had an upperclassman in the 10th grade. You know how major that was? Like, to go out with a senior, you in the 10th grade?
Yo, we were talking to Tank. Tank said he was a freshman and pulled a senior.
Yeah. That's major.
He was singing.
That's major. That's
an old lady
grade,
staff.
and I had a bad senior too.
Yeah.
Word.
No, dude, it's so much. Like, you guys, I feel like, from a Philadelphia perspective, we've been so happy for you guys for such a long time. Just going back, like, when was the transition of, like, I can't stay here no more? Like, I'm talking about in Southwest. I have to move out of Southwest Philly because it's getting too crazy now.
You know, it's crazy. First I'm trying to remember it all in my head. Like, we started getting a little money. I moved to the Corman Suites off of near the airport. The residencies, right? So that was a big step up. That was like leveled up right there. You know what I'm saying? A nice house with a yard and whatnot. Like, I ain't have no damn yard in Southwest Philadelphia. I had this little patch of grass in front of my damn
popping
stoop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was major. So my mom was happy. Bought her Volvo. You know what I'm saying?
Doing things.
Yeah. And then we moved to the spot. I don't know why we moved there, because it was still in the hood. But we moved there. But it was a nice place, but it was still in the hood. And I think either my car got broken into or something like that. She was like, okay, we got to get out of here. So around that time, we were on a Hammer tour in 1992, and we made enough money from the record sales and the touring and stuff like that, where I moved my mom and myself to Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Had a nice house in the cul-de-sac, and then you start elevating from that point on, and so I think around when the tour was happening, like, because I'm low key, but people caught wind that I lived there. So it was like people were harassing my brother and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, we gotta go.
Damn.
So you always had to be, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But even now, man, like people don't even know that I lived in LA for 20 years. Like
you super low key.
I've always been like,
I always bump into him at the studio, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's I've just never, because I like rolling by myself a lot of times, and security's expensive. To always be, walking around with some big dude, and not only that, it causes attention anyway.
Causes more attention.
It brings attention to you. But I learned that, like, okay, if I'm in a cut, I'm going to Whole Foods,
see,
or Ralph's or something like that, getting turkey bacon or whatever for my kids.
No problem.
Yeah, and even it's just how you present yourself. Because even when people that recognize me, like, I know all the cashiers and everything at the supermarket, they know who I am, but they keep it cool. Hey, Shawn, how you doing? I'm good.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. Get my car. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. So I like that. I like the balance of having, and it's still like that today, of having to be able to perform in live shows and all the noise and the screaming and all, which is great, and then come right back and quiet. Because that's how I was even when I was younger. Like, before I had kids and marriage and all this other stuff. I loved the crowd. I loved it. I loved being able to sing and all the other stuff. But for the most part, I would go right back to the crib or to the hotel, my little CD player, play some music and chill out. And go to the next city. That was good for me. I was totally satisfied with that. I didn't need all the extra shit. It was cool with me.
So you still the same way though?
I'm still the same. I've always been that way. I've been real low key and mellow. Like that's all. That's how I've always been.
Yeah, that's great. Because, Boyz, I mean, you guys are in war, just like, it was massive. Like, did you get an anxiety for dude, it's to a point where End of the Road is on the radio, like, y'all smashing records, y'all doing all of this stuff. Was it a point where it's like, yo, I just wanted to sing, and all of this is coming with this?
Yeah, I mean, we had the moments, but the cool thing about us was that we had each other.
Right.
So even when shit got like that, like, we knew how to, like, wrap ourselves up in that cocoon and kind of be like, all right, man, let's just kind of like chill out, relax, and go somewhere, sing a little bit, hang out, laugh, and because that's what it was about. It was my brothers, you know what I mean? So we all just kind of did our thing and made it fun. You know what I mean? I feel bad for solo artists and stuff like that had to deal with that every day by themselves, because there's nobody on your level that can really talk to you about what's going on. But it was 4 of us, so
y'all had to be tight. Y'all had to be together.
So we checked each other, but at the same time, we hung out and we loved each other too. So it wasn't. I'm telling you, man. Like I when I look back at the things that's happened to us and seeing how it could have been so much worse because of, you hear the pitfalls and the things that people go through. We didn't go through hardly any of that. I mean, we like girls.
I mean,
that was
at that level.
Yeah, that was pretty much. If anything, that that was like our,
Yeah.
but other than that, ain't nobody doing no crazy stuff. Ain't nobody doing no wild shit. We just didn't do that.
R&B guys.
Yeah, we were cool.
Let me ask you. You just said End of the Road, right? I always wanted to ask this question. I don't know if I ever did to anybody. The video. Mm-hmm. There's a scene in this video where I feel like you guys are laughing, busting up, cracking up at something.
Well, no, that's wine.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Wine is laughing and trying to make us laugh, right? And I don't even know why they even kept that scene, but maybe because it looks serious. But Wine was the only one laughing because while we were lip syncing the video, we were singing off key.
Hilarious.
You know what I mean? Like, just for fun. But we kept our demeanor. We were serious. You know what I'm saying? How could you love me and leave me and never, like, just because it was a long day.
Yeah, lip syncing.
And we were tired. So, the people don't see that. Yeah. But Nate is singing off key and it's making Wine laugh. So he's the only one that would break character, and we sitting there like this.
Bro, I used to look at them like, yo, they're laughing at something.
No, it's Juan. Juan couldn't keep it together.
Wow.
You gotta look at we're gonna show it.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta do fun shit. That's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like see that was the shit that we would do that was goofy and whatever, but that's what made the experiences that we went through fun. We stayed laughing even when shit was terrible. Let me tell you, like when we were nominated, I think like 8 times for One Sweet Day, right? With Mariah,
great
the Grammys, right?
Freaking record, bro.
We didn't win 1 Grammy that night.
Damn,
that's a great record.
So, because I think Celine Dion was out down that time. Yeah, that Titanic.
Monster.
And they swept. Mariah's sitting there in her beautiful gown, and she just knew that we was gonna like walk out up there with something.
That's a big record.
We didn't win 1. The last category, Mariah was pissed off. You know what the 4 of us did?
What y'all do?
Laughed.
Y'all was laughing?
Laughed. We said, and the winner is such and such. We went,
Y'all stupid.
We were like, all right, yo, let's be out. And we just left.
It was nothing. Because y'all come.
That was a big record, though.
It's a huge record. And that nothing's going to take anything away from that.
No.
So it is what it is.
Can we talk about that record for a second?
Please, let's do it.
Who produced and wrote that record?
Walter Afanasieff produced that record. Walter A. was the guy that was responsible for, I believe, Mariah's first 2 albums. So
Big
he
Pop
did Visions of Love.
Big Pop.
Yeah, he was a monster. And Mariah and us wrote it. We wrote it. So
could you imagine what their publishing looked like on that?
I can't.
That had to be life changing. I'm sorry, but not to count your pockets. And I'm just only going by.
He's blinking. He has
that record had to be life changing for you guys.
Yeah.
It's a great mixed record too.
Oh, you're so humble.
It was a good. It was. I mean,
it's Mariah Carey.
I think that's what it was for us. The fact that, for so long, it held the longest running #1 single in history for 16 weeks. So, that was the bit. And again, there's certain things that can never be taken away, no matter what. And those milestones in our career are etched in history. So whether you want to acknowledge us or not, you will have to read about us.
Holla.
And still hear about it years later because it's such a great song.
Yes.
Well written, well produced.
Y'all got so many haymakers. I just recently heard a story about, correct me which song this is. I don't know if it's End of the Road or, I believe it's End of the Road, where Michael Bivins gets the record, and I believe you guys didn't want to record the record?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Okay, tell us, please.
We was over at Mike's house. He told us, hey, man, I got a record for y'all from Babyface. We never even met Babyface at the time.
Babyface.
Yeah, from Babyface and L.A. Reid. They want you to do it. It's for the soundtrack called Boomerang, blah, 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 blah. He played it. Me and Juan loved it. Nate, not so much. And we don't know why. He just thought it was just okay.
Damn.
Yeah, and we're like, no, we doing it.
What happens so how does that happen? Like, you got 4 people in a group.
Majority rules.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like, if one person didn't like it and 3 others did, sorry.
Wow.
That's the way that went, and that was it.
So Nate's like,
yeah, and we're like, no, we doing that. We doing that record just because it was Babyface first off. So we're like, yeah.
Was that your first time? Okay.
First time.
Home run.
Yeah. So he met us at Studio 4.
Okay.
In South Philly.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was on our day off on a Hammer tour. Flew in, did the record, flew out.
One day.
Did you hear it though? Did you hear it?
I mean, we heard the vocals we did, but
when they
after
produced
that,
it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but we didn't hear the mixed, version until like a month later.
Right.
When they released it. And we were on tour at the time, and the record was getting so big, we had to learn it and include it in the show. Yeah. Wow. So it was getting so big.
So were y'all like, see, Nate, you was wrong, dog?
No, we ain't trip.
Okay.
It was kind of like, he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because you saw what that was doing for us.
Yeah. I mean,
come on now.
we all make mistakes. Like we didn't. And let me be clear, because there are people that was getting the story mixed up and was saying some really stupid shit about I'll Make Love to You, right? It's not that we didn't like the song. It was that it sounded too much like End of the Road, and we just got off of that success. We're artists. So when Babyface came to us, he was like, yeah, it's cool, but it just sounds like something we did already, right?
Yeah.
Because it kind of does. Same 6/8. Doom, bop, boom, doom. I'll make love to you. Bop. End of the... Same thing. Mm-hmm. Same
formula.
Idea.
Same formula.
Right. Okay. So not understanding that is what
works.
Artists always do. You know what I'm saying? We just went from an artistic standpoint. We was like, and we shared our sentiment with some people and said, we just don't want to do the record. Just sounds like the same shit. And we did the record, but then we was like, well, we don't want it to be the first single. And we got into a big argument with Gerald Busby, who was president at the time, God rest his soul.
Yeah. Who's a veteran who knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah. So this the type of people we are. We've gotten into arguments with CEOs and chairmen and stuff like that. Because we just did that.
You're creative and you're an artist.
And it's like we didn't really, respectfully give a shit who you were. If we disagreed, we disagreed. So and we wanted to and we would express that. So to make a long story short, Gerald was like, listen, I tested the record, many markets, checked the marketplace. It's going to be the first single. Roll up your sleeves and deal with it. And he hung up on us. We was like, uh-oh.
Damn.
So hopefully he's not too pissed off. Song blew up.
Yeah.
We walked up to Gerald and said, we are sorry.
Like real men.
Yeah. We said, we apologize. We was like, you were right. We were wrong.
Wow.
And we hugged it out. And that was a beautiful thing about that time, too. Like, we had that type of relationship with the chairman of the company,
which is rare for artists to have.
You know what I'm saying?
Like high up in the
anytime we were in LA, we just go to his office and say what's up. Just sit with him and kick it.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? It was different back then. It was no,
you over here, we over here.
Yeah, he welcomed us like sons.
Do you guys remember what song you guys were rooting for? What song did you like? We want to put this out first.
I don't even remember, man.
Damn.
It didn't matter at that point because once he hung up the phone, the argument was moot at that point. It was kind of like, all right, well, fuck. I guess I'll Make Love to You is the first single. So we just kind of went with that. And that was another thing too. We weren't too sensitive. If you know what I'm saying. Like, it was like, yeah, we might have caught feelings here and there, whatever. But if we knew that this was it and that's it, we got over it. Mm-hmm. And we made the situation work for us. So that was a case in point. And
were was Boyz II Men ever worried about you guys didn't want to be just a ballad R&B group because you had to be?
Yes. It was like
y'all started off with Motown Philly, which was cracking at that age. You were like, it makes sense for your age group.
Yes.
In the club with a hit.
Yes.
But then you understand what a ballad would do for R&B radio.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you kind of conflicted with, you guys want to be young and hip like,
again,
I'm sure like group like Today and all this was.
Or Jodeci, right?
Yeah, right. They had these street records.
Yeah, and we wanted them too. But fate made us go this way. So we went with fate. Yeah. And we just rolled with it. And even now when we do like our shows and stuff, a lot of people assume that our show is just strictly going to be, we're going to ballad you to death. Whereas we've done like covers of songs. We did cover albums and things of that nature. And even now, like I play guitar and Nate plays guitar and, bass and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we'll rip off into some Gap Band.
Okay.
Or the Beatles. Mm-hmm. Or give some people just different looks where and I've heard this a million times when people leave our show, they're like, damn, I didn't think
y'all had it in you
that I would be this entertained, because it's not just ballads. We're dancing, we're singing, we're playing guitar, we're interacting with the people, we're throwing out roses, we're making people laugh. Like it's, we're entertainers. So we figured out how to entertain people.
Do you think because you guys such a massive group, sometimes people feel like you're not human. Like I mean, Boyz II Men is like even you just being a regular person, like, dog, you guys are such a big pop group that it may be certain things that certain people may say, like, dog, I didn't know he was into that. I didn't know Shawn could, he could talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like, it's when you're as successful as we were, it's automatic that there's some level of mystique that's created.
Yeah, I get it.
And people do look at you at that on that higher pedestal, and which is nice, but it's hard sometimes too because of that mentality. When I do sit and I say I kick it or whatever with some people and be my Philly self from time to time,
right?
Sometimes people are offended because people will look at you like, oh, he's not supposed to talk like that. He's not supposed to have an opinion or say things like that. Yeah. Where it's like, no, if I don't like some shit,
you don't like it.
I don't like it.
Right.
But for some people, that's like, oh, he doesn't like something. That's, I don't like them anymore. Like it goes there. And what can you do? It's like it's nothing you can do except say, I'm sorry.
Right.
And just be yourself. But, and yeah, but that comes with it. And especially nowadays where everything is so easy to get misconstrued, by maybe something you say on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. And people are quick to pounce on you and cancel you. And people are just magnate to negativity. That, even with those platforms, I try to keep things as positive as possible, but I'm human. If there are certain things that bother me, I express it. Yeah. Because I want people to feel that I'm living in this world just like you. I see shit just like you. I get angry just like you. And sometimes people don't like it. Some people support it. But more people support it. But you have a few that are like, oh, I used to be, and this is the shit that irks me. I paid for your tickets to see your show. Okay, motherfucker, I ain't asked you to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like what's that mean? Like that's kind of a backdoor way of sunning you, where it's like shut up and dribble. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. If I don't say anything that's pleasing to you, they always bring up, oh, I paid, a ticket to see your show. So basically saying I'm responsible for your career. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah. And I've had to tell people online, I was like, well, I'll tell you what, don't ever buy another ticket to my show again. If it means that I can't express myself and share an opinion on things that I believe most of the time are correct. And what I'm talking about is what a lot of stuff that happened this past year with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all this other stuff. There were some people that really got upset about me being upset.
That's crazy.
So you do have feelings.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? To some people, don't ever buy another fucking ticket of mine again. Don't come to my show. Don't come to my show. I don't need you. I don't want you there anyway.
Yeah, how about that?
Especially if you don't feel the same way that I feel when it comes to injustices and things of that nature.
Right.
So I would tell them like, yo, you can have your opinion. There are some people that say some opposite stuff of mine, and I don't mind. Hey, express yourself. Say what you need to say. But when you come at me, kind of backdoor telling me to shut up, I'm like, man, I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Man, get on my page and go on and live your life, you know what I'm saying? And leave me alone. I can express myself. And again, to answer your question, some people do get, I guess, taken aback when I personally make opinions that might be a little profound. Yeah. And I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
No, I get it. We get it.
Now, has there ever, I know the story of you guys coming backstage and breaking backstage to, get in front of Biv. that kind of had to open the door for people trying to break backstage.
People do it all the time
To get to you guys.
People do it all the time. People
Because they know the story.
People do it all the time.
Your time was in. This is our time now.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
It's a lot of groups that did that before. A lot of groups.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think. I don't want to mess. There's somebody of status, and I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry.
Bruno Mars.
No, it wasn't Bruno.
That'd have been a great exclusive right here.
there was a gentleman that was in a group that sang for us, and we were like, yo, y'all are dope. But you know, we didn't have like the same connects as Biv did. But all we could say is, yo,
Y'all dope.
yeah, you know.
Not Neo. Neo was in the group.
No, it wasn't Neo.
Right.
It wasn't Neo. It was somebody. I'm trying to remember. If I remember before the interview ends, I'll tell you.
I'm gonna ask a silly question. I just frequently ask questions. Did anybody go solo out of Boyz II?
We've done solo projects. Like we've done solo. Like I've like Nate did something for a soundtrack. I did a song called Visions of a Sunset that was for a Richard Dreyfuss movie. I recently last year released a solo album called Forward. Again, it was just all about timing.
Right.
Doing solo records for as long as we've been in it, you got to kind of be careful on when you do it, because it's all about presentation, and people may be turned off because they might misconstrue why you're doing it.
Or think that the group is broke up, whatever.
Again,
The barge, same thing.
right. But the name and the brand Boyz II Men is so precious to people that soon as it seems like it's threatened, people are like, I don't, what are you doing? So I released it during the time of the pandemic because I wanted people to just know, no, we didn't break up.
Right.
This is just me being an artist and a songwriter. A lot of people don't realize that, yes, a lot of the bigger hits were written by Face and LA and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and those guys. But the other 90% of our albums were written by us. So we were songwriters.
Okay.
And you never stop being a songwriter once you start. Mm-hmm. So this Forward record was just me kind of coaxing people into the idea that, yes, I can sing without my guys, and it can sound just as good.
Right, and I do song. All right.
Yes. So that's why I called it Forward. Like it's almost like an introduction to a book. So I wanted people to kind of like receive me this way, and it was just my way of saying, "Hi, I'm Shawn. I know you think you know who I am, but there's a little more to me discover and to me."
Is that a conversation you had with the fellas? Like, hey, I'm going to go do
and they're supportive.
Absolutely. So it's like, again, we support things that, and I never understood why artists and groups completely leave the group to go solo. What is that? Why can't you do both? I never understood that. When groups break off, they just done with the group and all this other shit. I'm like, why?
Still do it and just come back.
I mean, and sometimes they don't.
So it don't always have to be a beef for you to go solo. That's what you're saying.
It's not always about I'm disgruntled.
But is it okay? So take Michael Jackson, perfect example.
Yeah,
He left the Jacksons,
right?
Jackson 5s, whatever, and had a very successful career off the wall.
He did okay.
It was
so okay. So maybe it's a fair that like you saw what happened to Michael Jackson.
Okay.
We all knew that he was a star of the group, though, for sure.
I mean, he was a star when he was 9.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like forthcoming. Everybody kind of seen, everybody's seen that.
Like it was off the wall,
right? But it was only natural for progression for that. He wasn't going
back. He did one record. He did one record when he came.
I mean, yeah, because
it was like
right, and then it was a little easier too because those were his brothers. So it was kind of like made it like, come on, man, y'all know what I'm trying to do out here. Like,
came back and did Thriller.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, Michael Jackson did.
We knew he wasn't coming back.
No, he broke out of.
We knew.
Listen, I want you to do the science.
We knew since Motown 25 when he said bye to them.
Right.
Yeah, Motown 25 when he wasn't signed to Motown. I'm gonna do my single.
Yeah,
and killed it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all go ahead. Marvin Gaye and them. I'll see y'all later.
And he changed the planet. He changed the planet.
Yeah.
So again. Hey man, listen.
I feel you. I'm just saying that's one of the biggest examples.
No, that's true. I'm not saying it always.
Could be another one.
Yeah, but she comes back and does some Destiny Child stuff from time to time.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's an issue. But yeah, sometimes the solo career might skyrocket and other things might take precedence and whatnot. That's understandable. And if you're in the group, you got to understand that too. You might not be happy about it.
Maybe Boyz II Men's a little rare though. Maybe y'all rare, like y'all really folks.
Yeah.
I want to keep the Voltron thing together.
Well, you know, it's funny. I'd much rather at this point produce and do scoring, which is what I'm trying to get into.
Have you done some yet?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny because back in 2001, my wife and I produced a movie called 17 Again, starring the Mari twins, Tia and Tamara Mari.
Yeah, I remember that.
And their brother Taj.
Okay.
Like, that's our movie.
What?
And I scored it. I scored the whole thing.
Played it, all the instruments, wrote.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Good to know.
So
Magic Lemonade.
Who are you?
So with that, and then I did something else for Zeta Phi Beta, like recently. They're putting out a documentary of their sorority, so I scored that. This was about 6 months ago. It hasn't been released yet, but I'm working on that. Like, so I much rather do that because, you know, between that and maybe get on, you know what I really enjoy too? Playing in small clubs with my guitar, playing blues.
Is that your first instrument you love, the guitar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there have been times where I would hop on stage with some friends, play my guitar, play some Albert King or some BB King or some shit like that. And,
you're a real guitar player.
And just hang out.
What's your top 3 guitars?
My top 3? Ooh, that's a good question. The Fender Telecaster, the Gibson ES3.
I'm talking about the now you named it. He named an instrument.
Yeah, I was about to Google.
Oh, guitarist?
Guitar player.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Maybe I said it wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Guitar,
Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wow, that's good. That's a good selection. You know Teddy Campbell, the drummer?
Yes.
He holds George Benson as one of the best performers ever in life.
He's amazing.
Like, I'm like
George is, I mean, when you said top 3, I had to pick those, but George Benson is definitely in the top 5.
Yeah, George Benson is a beast.
You're at a point where I want to get to. You're free.
Yes.
You're at,
and comfortable and happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you like
I can feel it.
Yeah, because he's like, I like the thing. I'm gonna score. I'm scoring. That was me and my wife's movie, right? That's what he did. I don't know if you saw that laugh.
He dropped. Yeah.
Like, it was my movie, right? But you're free. How long have you been free? Because I want to get there, bro, and I see it in you.
I'm gonna tell you. You know how long I've been free? 2 years ago.
You got baptized, saved with the Holy Ghost. What happened?
My father passed.
Damn.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My father passed away.
I see you this. I already know what Q was about to
Yeah,
say. I know
my father passed away in 2018 to cancer. That was the most devastating moment in my life because I've never lost anybody that important to me.
Right.
That was like my dad. And
Hero. Got it.
exactly. So it literally put in my head that life is short because I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to get too daunting or get too depressing about it. But
say it. I already know.
But listen, he was diagnosed in November. He died in January.
Wow.
Like that.
November,
January. So wait, I'm sorry, October, January. I went to see him in November. And that was the last time I saw him. And that set in my head my understanding of my own mortality. That we have but this much time on earth. Like seriously, like we don't know. We don't know. If the pandemic has shown us anything, that we don't know. I had friends that died from COVID.
Yeah.
So these things keep popping up, and it changes things in your head to realize that it's now or never. Live life, enjoy life love hard. I know that sounds cheesy. I know that sounds corny to some.
It makes sense, man.
But life is fragile. It's not promised. You do not know what you're gonna face the next day. So do it all. Do as much as you can. Help as many people as you can. Reach out to as many people as you can. As corny as the shit might sound, tell your men, your friends that you love them.
Yeah.
Like, tell them, like your brothers, not just the women and stuff like that, but men need to express that too.
Yeah, yeah.
On some real shit. Express yourself. Tell it how it is in your mind and in your heart. Be honest with yourself and be happy. So these past couple of years, that's how I've been. I've been at the most peace, believe it or not. Because in the midst of me going through the anxiety, and trust me, I had to seek therapy. I had to seek therapy when my father passed. Because of just all of the not understanding. You know what I'm saying? But, and I still do. But it's helping me appreciate the people that I was supposed to appreciate a long time ago. And even more so now. So that's what sets me free. The fact that I know my worth and my value and my time on this planet is very, very precious. So I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to spend it with the people that matters the most, do the things that matters the most to me, what makes me happy, which what fulfills my purpose, what I believe is my purpose, and continue to do that until I'm no longer here.
Crazy. No, my mom passed from cancer in 2017. And it was the same thing. It was like, okay, why am I tripping off this job? You know what I'm saying? Why am I tripping? Why am I here in this city? All this different stuff. And then I was like, man, I've been grinding. I've been working, doing all this stuff. And I was like, Fuzz, no, man, anything we're gonna do, I push. I'm like, dog, we gotta go. Cause
He says it all the time,
like,
bro. When you said, I'm like, this is cute.
Yeah, I'm like, we don't have
time.
I learned. I'm like, I'm playing golf. I'm riding bikes. I'm just doing everything I want to do to be happy, because I think the generation before us, especially African Americans, it was like work.
That's right.
Work hard.
That's right.
Until you're 65.
That's right.
And then maybe you have a couple years left.
And you miss so much.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, man.
Do it now.
Do it now. Life is to be lived.
Yeah.
Throughout your whole life, not just at a certain point. Like, there's so many things that even now when I look back that I feel like I missed because my mentality was so different. And with my father passing, and pretty much right after that, the pandemic happening, it was almost like God sitting the whole world down and telling us, y'all need to relax. Reset.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to relax. Y'all becoming too self-indulgent. The world's becoming too decadent. Everybody's becoming too important to do the things that really matter in your life, to care for the people that really matter, to handle the things that really matter, because y'all too busy taking selfies, or too busy on this plane, or going to this club, or going to this event and all this other stuff. Everybody's too busy. That year made us not so busy.
Yeah.
And it made everybody really sit their asses down and focus on what's important. I tell people, like, this whole year and a half, this is the most time I've spent with my family since I had a family.
Because you're at the house.
And it's been great. I know that sounds weird, because I don't want to downplay the horror that was COVID. But there was a blessing behind that. It allowed me to sit down. It allowed me to spend time with my wife and my kids and my dogs and live life. Like, and realizing that I wasn't really living life. I was working, but I wasn't living life. Yeah. So to be able to now understand what that is, ain't no turning back now, man. I get it.
Yeah. No, I get it. Good perspective.
Oh man. Yeah, listen, man. No
deep conversation with Shawn.
No, listen, Shawn. He'll curse, and He'll laugh at you about his accomplishments.
Probably write a song about it later on tonight.
Yeah, he definitely will.
I got an idea for you when you're talking about scoring, so we'll talk.
Okay.
Really?
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Shawn want to score.
All right, cool.
No, Shawn, Fuzz, I know you wanted to ask this question, so I'm gonna let you ask the question.
What question is that?
You said you wanted to ask the question.
Which one? What?
It was 4 members.
Oh yeah. I never knew what happened.
Oh,
What happened with the best?
We want the real. We don't want this.
I just don't-
We don't want this
He was sick or something.
fabricated BS PR answer, Shawn. We want the Southwest. We want the 59th
215,
and Baltimore
stay alive.
Avenue answer. See,
there you go. All right.
Thanks.
What's his name?
Mike McCary.
Mike. Yeah. Big. The bass player we talking about.
Yeah, the bass. Yeah.
Injection
I mean, well,
colors.
first off, let me start this sound bite off. By saying we love Mike.
For sure.
We've always loved Mike. We will always love Mike. He is our brother for life. He's always frat. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. But it's and I'm glad that we're having this conversation because it's funny when Mike comes up. There are people that online again that be tip tapping, act like they know what the deal was, and it's so funny,
Right, and they don't.
hilarious.
Got it.
So it's very simple. Mike never really enjoyed being a singer. And what I mean by that is he did it because he could. It was an opportunity.
Okay.
But it was never really in his heart of hearts to really do it like the rest of us
full-time
wanted to do
level.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So after a while, through the years, everybody making money and everybody's enjoying life and stuff like that. Mike was always kind of like that dude that went to the left. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Always. But we never trip. That's Mike.
That's just Mike.
You know what I mean? Again, let the man be him. He developed scoliosis, which is an irregular curvature in your spine. It affected his ability to perform. If anybody have seen us on the road and things of that nature, everybody know this is true. You can go back and see the old tapes or whatever. There were times where we had to work it out with Mike, where Mike, while we're doing the dance steps, he's sitting on a stool.
Right.
We've done all types of things to try to accommodate
Because it's painful for him to stand up.
his condition.
I get that.
But then he started to not show up at shows. He started to not answer our phone calls and things of that nature. So it came to a head. One incident in particular, after not answering us for weeks.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah. There was, exactly.
Yeah.
He shows up at Wanye's house, just pops up. At that time, I lived right around from a corner from Wanye. So Juan was like, "Yo, Mike's here, dude." I was like, "All right, I'll be right there." We were planning on going to Japan in about a few weeks. Big payday.
International money.
Right. He heard about it. Asked, "Well, when are we going to Japan?"
Bruh.
After weeks of not being seen, of not showing up at one show that we had in Romania, where the limo driver came to the airport when we were there that morning and said, "Oh, they just waved the car off." I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That was the last straw for me.
That's hard because that's your brother.
That was the last straw for me.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I was concerned, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He's this is enough. But anyway, so in my mind, I thought, okay, well, if he don't show up, then I'm assuming that he's no longer interested in being in the group. So it surprised us when he showed up. And it was
for
like,
the payday.
Right. And he was like, well, when
Because if you don't show up, y'all split that 3 different ways.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, so he was like, when are we going to Japan? And I told him straight out, I was like, no, we ain't going nowhere.
Oh wow.
Was
We
that
are
hard
not
for you
going to
say
Japan.
that to your brother? though?
Yeah, because I loved Mike, but I had it.
You're frustrated.
So it was like, dude, you can't keep doing that to us.
Oh man.
So to make a long story short, we got into it. We fight.
Like actual fight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know,
moving furniture.
I mean, shoot, he slammed me on a table, on Wanye's table.
Well, his back wasn't hurting that day.
Yeah. No, it wasn't hurting that day. So he slammed me on the table.
No.
I'm trying to block punches, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Mike a big guy, so I was just trying to protect my face.
He's a base player.
and after I got up, I was like, dude, that's it.
Damn.
You're done.
Wow.
When was the last time you talked to Mike?
It's been years.
Damn.
Because Mike is doing Mike.
Whatever he's doing. Yeah.
And again,
respectfully,
let me say this, because I know you guys are going to use this, and this is the thing that people are going to draw to because it's provocative. Mike is our brother.
right.
We love Mike. Brothers fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brothers have disagreements. Brothers get into arguments. Brothers have different mind states, and brothers separate. Does not mean that I don't love him any less. No love lost. It's
That's
just
important.
that we're in different
Phases of your life.
We're in different phases of our life, and we're in different modes.
But this was the question. Then why didn't you ever? Was it hard to replace Mike, or you didn't think that was fair to Boyz II Men to let's find another tenor? Is that tenor?
Bass.
Bass.
Well,
Sorry.
what's funny is that we put the question out on our website at the time. Would you guys welcome a fourth member? It was almost unanimous. They said no.
Wow.
They
Really?
said we'd rather you be three.
And your wives and your bank accounts also said we'd rather you be free. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But nah, you know what? But we were open to the idea of bringing someone else in the group. We didn't know who it might have been.
Yeah.
But we were welcome to
You
ourselves.
gotta call anybody from Take 6 at 8. I know what happened to old boy.
We thought of a few people. You know what I mean? And we thought of Brian. We thought of you know what I'm saying? Like just certain people. But our fans almost unanimously.
They probably thought like that's jacked up.
They said it would mess up the dynamic. We don't want to see anybody else on stage but y'all three.
Wow.
So we was like, fine. And we left it
But
alone.
does that affect? Okay, I'm just I'm fan listening. Does that affect the performance of missing that low end on certain records?
Well, here's the funny thing about the low end. Yes, it definitely sounds better with four. That with any harmony group, when you got more people in the group, it sounds better.
Of course.
Right? But we managed to still do our thing and to still sound, good enough. But even when it came down to the bass parts, this is another truth. A lot of the bass parts were arranged by Nate.
So he can hit that.
Yeah.
Got
Shout out to Nate.
So Nate's like our Swiss Army knife. He could do the lows, he could do the highs and all this other stuff. And when it came to arranging a lot of Mike's parts, he didn't do it. It was Nate.
Got it.
So Nate would arrange the parts, and we say, Mike, sing that.
Wow.
And
okay.
he would sing it.
Darn. Okay. Well, he gave us the real. I'm okay.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to,
and again, let me clarify. Let me say again.
We'll put
That's our brother.
Yeah, let me say again. There is no negativity. There is no love loss for Mike McCary. I love that dude. I will always love that dude. But we are different men now.
Yeah.
And we have gone different ways in different spaces. And that should be allowed. I understand certain people feel a certain way about it. And that's understandable too. Because guess what? We all did too. How about we felt it before you did? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we had to do what we had to do. There's no malice. There was nobody treating anybody dirty. Mike was never treated dirty. Mike was never treated disrespectfully. Mike was never done wrong. Any of that.
I'm sure he would say the same thing. Yeah, too.
Wow. Okay.
And
Boyz the man, the man's the senior.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, or if anybody else doesn't say anything wrong, they're lying.
Right.
Wow.
And that is just the truth.
Nah.
Do you have kids, right?
I have 3.
Do you encourage them to sing? Listen, because I'll go by YN.
Oh yeah,
his kids be
his kids be going.
They be going.
He spit them out.
Yeah,
I said none of them kids don't know.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like they all sing.
All of them crazy. But
do you encourage your kids to sing also, or
my son started to be that way, and he just kind of took a turn. I respect that.
You get it.
He's more into the books now. He's going to the university. He's doing the Cal Lutheran this year. He's trying to be a lawyer.
Oh, shout out to that man.
Which is great.
We need that.
Yeah, which is great. My daughter, on the other hand, though, she's gonna be something. She's definitely gonna be in the entertainment business. Like, she's acting, singing.
She's doing it all.
She's just a little butterfly.
Okay.
And my one son, unfortunately, he has autism. So
and we want to speak to you about that.
Yeah, so he doesn't have those same ambitions, but he is also very gifted, very talented, and stuff like that. But it's a little different, journey for him.
Yeah.
That my wife and I have to make sure that he's always protected and taken care of.
Yeah, and we see you talking about, in championing.
Yeah, being an advocate for that.
For autism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Do you feel like it was a part of the vaccination shots that? Because I have a friend, he swears up and down, he's like, Fuzzy, he got the shot, and his son is a Jedi, and he said, I saw the change immediately. So I just
it's a hot take, and it's something that a lot of people agree with, don't agree with. Some people feel that way, some people don't. Let's just say I experienced the same thing.
Got it.
He was totally fine. He got his vaccination and things changed, and that's all I'm going to say.
Right.
When it concerns that.
Because I talked to Faith Evans a lot, and her son. Yeah.
Exactly. Because I've seen Faith around and with a couple of same teachers and behaviorists. We use the same ones.
Got it.
I will say this to those who have newborns: don't be in such a rush to get them vaccinated.
Take your time.
Take your time, because their immune systems are still very new. They can't fight off things as much as if they grew up and developed a little bit more.
Yeah. So
if you have any teachers or any doctors that's, trying to coerce you to get shots for your children, do not. That's my suggestion. Okay. You can do what you want.
But you're speaking from as a parent. First-hand experience.
How about this? I don't know anybody personally that didn't receive the shot and didn't get autism and got autism. I'm just going to say that.
What kind of because I have 3 sons. I have a 10-year-old, 7-year-old, and almost 2-year-old. What kind of research should parents do, or you should say, hey, if I'm y'all and you don't, just look at some of this stuff.
Yeah.
What is some of that stuff?
It's so much stuff, and some stuff can be a little misleading. So you can ingest the wrong information. And that could lead you somewhere that you don't want to go. So that's why I say keep it simple. Wait until they're 3 years old or 4 or 5.
So the system is built up.
Where the system is built up. And then if you decide, and even then, I wouldn't get all of them.
Got it.
Space it out. Don't fill their bodies up. It's because of shock.
With these injections. Yeah. Don't do it. Okay? Like, I'm not saying they're not good for the child. All I'm saying is that it's to think that everyone is affected by a vaccine or whatever the same way is ignorant.
Right.
Which is why I even respect people who didn't get the COVID shot. There's some crazy conspiracy theories behind the COVID shot, whatever. That's y'all. But I do understand that some people might have conditions where they might be concerned about the shot and stuff like that. And I respect that.
Yeah.
Because again, vaccines affect people differently. That's just the truth. Like, we're not all.
Yeah, we have a fly around.
We're not all the same. Our bodies are not built the same way.
Yeah.
So how my body reacts to Pfizer might be totally different from how yours do.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So do what's best for you. But also be courteous to others too, because you're not the only person that lives on this earth. So when you got people that talk about, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do and stuff like that, the reason why COVID spread so much is for that mentality. And again, for those dumbasses that talk about, oh, COVID's not real, I lost people to COVID.
Yeah.
So for those people, respectfully, fuck you. Because there are a lot of people that are affected or have been affected by the virus and have died and lost their lives. Again, don't get your shot. Whatever. Do what you want to do. But please be courteous and kind to other people, especially in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Wear your freaking mask. And even now, like there's a couple of friends of mine who are entertainers that had to cancel their concerts because the new deviant, the new
Delta.
the Delta variant, that is out there is getting people sick.
Yeah.
So and it's a proof that 97% of the people that are getting sick are the ones not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Do the math, folks. That's all I'm saying. Do whatever you want to do.
But
y'all are adults. Y'all do whatever y'all want. But just understand there's a price to being who you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Moderna gang.
Pfizer.
You on that Pfizer? You on that
Pfizer,
Kilo?
yeah,
All right,
I
cool.
did Pfizer too.
Yeah, he on that Pfizer. I'm on that Moderna.
Yeah.
So let me
That's
see.
all.
Yeah, he ain't, that's a real card. I know. I
Yeah,
got
it
some
says
homies that
Pfizer.
Yeah.
spend a rack for some
Don't put
fake
that on
ones.
camera. Don't show that on camera.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay, but it's like, man. That's all. So that's how I feel about vaccines.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about vaccines for babies at a certain age.
Got it.
I recommend against it until they're at least a few years old.
All right, that's a real question.
Yeah. No. Heck yeah, it was. Shawn, man.
Thank you, bro.
We thank you for your time, dude.
Man, you
No,
dropped
thank
some.
And you were rolling because I will tell y'all this. We reached out to Shawn and he was like, we just trying to figure it out. And then he called back like, yo, dog, I'll make it. He's running a little behind because it's LA traffic. And then he's like, yo, just like, thank you for just being a human. You're not like
being a man of your
tripping
word.
off of like, hey man, you could play that card like, yo,
No, I couldn't.
But some people
Some
do.
people do. We were just saying thank you for being a man.
Thank
of
you
your
for
word.
being, yeah.
Listen, man. When I say this, I mean it. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. So when guys like you, and first off, I've known y'all for years.
Yeah.
But when guys like yourselves ask me to just sit down and talk, come on, man. Like that's love right there. I appreciate you reaching out and being, allowing me to kind of express myself.
Not easy call.
You know what I mean? So that's nothing, man. Like we should all be thankful that we have the jobs that we have, that we meet the people that we meet, that we go to places that we go to. You know what I mean? Like we in Baron Davis's compound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he a b-ball legend. You know what I mean? And he knows us like we know him, and that's amazing. I just got off Snoop Dogg. Just got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how fly that shit is?
Yeah.
So I don't take that for granted at all. The people that I know, I appreciate them, and I'm happy that they know me, and I really mean that. So
Respect.
so I treat everybody the same. I love y'all, man, and like I said, I love what I do, and I want to keep continuing doing what I'm doing, man. Straight up. So
Respect, man. Thank you so much.
Shawn
man.
Stockman, Boyz the man.
Frequently asked questions.
it's all good.
Hey, subscribe. FAQ Podcast on Instagram, FAQ Podcast on YouTube, FAQ Podcast anytime, anywhere you listen or look at, or at Dope Podcast, because that's where we at, Fuzz.
We do.
We'll see y'all next time.